I saw my chance and I took it. Anyway, the fantasy is dead. Been a bit since we saw that screen. I have hydrated, so now I will not dehydrate. Probably. Banter, argument, same thing. Bigger number, better person, never forget. One of these days I'll get around to playing more of the God of War games. Smackety smackety, clickety clackety. I'm out here to go on the attackety. Look, I'm weak to things growing on me, okay? If Cookie didn't want to be given up on, Cookie should have had a cuter animation set. That's all I'm saying. Like, that sounds like something someone would say as they abandoned me, personally. But Cookie has not yet even left the pet grouping. Neglect him? I pet him every time I pet the others. What do you mean? Look, not every pet is equal, you know? I'm just saying, some pets contain more love than others, so it only looks like I'm petting him less. In actuality, I'm doing it just as much. It's just not obvious that that's the case. Like, I'm gonna have to start doing some real obnoxious things here in a second, because I just don't actually have an answer to my current predicament. I've done every single other dungeon on the first day it was available. I'm not breaking the streak now. I believe in myself. I can do this. I'll find a way. I think I have some plans on how I can do it. They're just obnoxious. It's just a matter of how long it's gonna take, right? The main reason I'm feeling underleveled right now is that even the weak enemies in the dungeon are taxing on my resources. That should not be the case typically. Oh, that's a mimic. Uh-oh. I don't have the MP for this bullshit. This isn't good. I'm in danger.
Get back in the fight.
I saw my chance and I took it. Anyway, the fantasy is dead. Been a bit since we saw that screen. The prince is now out of MP again. Life is hard. 4 more levels before the teeth become something that we get to kill for free. There it is. It's gotta be the main body. I can sense its difference. I mean, it's also an entirely different color. Easy game, easy life. Another easy win for me. Oh, I was expecting to have to hit harder, and it just kind of fell over. This easy game, easy life moment brought to you by Mar. We don't have enough MP to even fight these stupid teeth anymore. What do I do here? Those enemies are free MP recovery. Hold up. I'd like to point out, it had -3 on evasion and just perfectly charmed all of us, hit every single attack. That is some wild luck right there. I've never seen this many people get charmed at once. I got wildly unlucky. It's honestly kind of impressive how unlucky I just got. As long as I can respawn the birds, life is good. Okay, that screen transition is enough to respawn those 2 birds. It's a little obnoxious, but that means I can get MP back. Once I'm high enough level to get those teeth, there's not going to be a dentist in this land who still has a job. I'm taking them all out. These monsters are formed from people's anxiety about teeth, and I'm gonna make sure no one's anxious about their teeth ever again. Except instead of doing it by helping their teeth, I'm just going to kill their anxiety, which is, in hindsight, not a good solution. Just because it's not a good solution doesn't mean I won't do it anyway. I am being needlessly stubborn, so that way I can say that I did on my first playthrough of the game without New Game Plusing every dungeon on the first day that I could do it in 1 day. I don't really care that what I'm doing is needlessly stubborn, and that's okay. I think the kind of grinding that really chafes on me though is the kind where it's too repetitive to be fun, but it's not mindless enough that I can tune out completely. Like this is perfect. I am not actually paying attention. For the record, this is why I like Fantasy Life and the crafting system in it, because it is just at the perfect level of it keeps my hands busy, but my brain doesn't have to think about what I'm doing. That is like the perfect place for me. If I did not enjoy editing, none of that would exist. The most detrimental thing to my free time was when I realized that I kind of like listening to myself at 2x speed and picking out funny moments to show other people. Maybe not the most detrimental, but it's up there. It's up there on that list to some degree. People want that to be true of their creators, but I promise you, no creator enjoys doing all of the process. This is why most creators hire that stuff out once they can afford to. You know, like, it'd be nice to know what things people would like to see. Long before I ever did content, I would do these kinds of things in game, like this, where I would be like, no, I can do it right now, so I'm going to. I beat Asylum Demon without Black Firebombs the first time, and without retrieving my equipment. I've done that with 2 damage at a time, not because it was efficient, but because I didn't know a better way and I was stubborn. Like, I enjoy doing this bit here where I'm doing something silly and I'm just talking over it, and I enjoy that part of content creation. That is the part of content creation that I actually really like. And there's so many games now that have chores. Like, every game wants you to keep playing it so much. Every game wants to be the game that you play. That's not how I play games. I want to really play a lot of your game for a few weeks and then not look at it for 5 months. And I am so tired of games giving me chores. I thought I'd be okay with Blue Protocol because its chores are pretty fast, but it still killed the game for me. I hate time-gated things in games, and I get why they exist, especially in MMOs. I recognize that they are somewhat important to how it works. I get that. I understand so much that it is functionally impossible to make an MMO that is not time-gated in some way, that does not require that time input, without just making an MMO that actually requires all the time input if you want to be competitive, because someone out there is playing 12 hours a day, every day, for the rest of their life. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't have a good solution to that, and it just comes down to a lot of those games aren't for me, which is unfortunate because that's a lot of games. I hate daily missions in every game that they appear in. I don't want chores. I'm so tired of having a chore list in video games. I didn't realize how tired I really was of it until I started talking about it. Man, this is this goes deeper than I thought it did. I feel exhausted, like, deep in my soul just talking about it, man, because it is everywhere. I cannot remember the last time I played a multiplayer game that did not present me a chore list. And the easiest way to just make it not a chore list is to just not have it be time. Don't have it reset every day. Don't have it, like, every time you do that, it becomes a chore list. And I think that's the most depressing thing about the turn that generative AI has taken, is that none of the use cases are cool. It's not fundamentally making our lives any better. As someone who works in the field, like, I've lived my entire life looking forward to when AI would revolutionize the world and the ways in which it would do that. And then the reality is, like, the least cool option. We got the most boring and shitty version of AI. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.